Welcome back to the reading vlog. We are sitting here because I just filmed a video for Thursday, which I did originally want to film 2 videos today, but I think I will film the other one tomorrow because I'm already really tired and I just talked for half an hour, non-stop. So yeah, that is quite a bit. I'm already tired from work. It's already late afternoon, but yeah, I talked about the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter if you want to know. But that video will already be out. I will put it in the corner, whichever corner it is, so you can watch it if you want to. But yeah, I thought I'd start the video here. Because I got some book mail in, the present from my friends. Thankfully, nothing happened to the books. The package looks like it has been thrown around an Amazon vehicle for 2 weeks, which I think it probably has because it was late for quite a bit. And then it obviously was roughly handled so that they had to tape it again. That is how bad the package looked. But thankfully the books were alright. So let me show you these. So my friends were really, really nice and they gifted me a complete book series. I love it that I own all of them in the, versions that go together. But yeah, that is the Red Rising series. I don't know if it has a series name, to be honest. But yeah, it's the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. And I have all of 5 of them now. So I probably will start this week with the first one. Because I looked forward to reading this one for a long, long time. I have it on my wish list for a long, long time now. And now that I finally own it, I do desperately want to read it. But before I can go on to my next book, I have an update for you for Study and Drowning, which is the book I started on Saturday. And that update is that I'm actually DNFing the book. If you haven't watched last week's vlog, I think the main characters in here are incredibly bland and naive, and the female character is just displayed as this really, really weak girl who can't do anything on her own, and yeah, it might get better in the later part of the book, but I read 120 pages, which is a third of the book. Actually more than a third of a third of the book actually. And I just couldn't stand them anymore. The setting of the book is really, really incredible. It's a dark academia novel with this really morose mansion at sea that our main character is supposed to redesign. And then the story goes off into her rival, who isn't really a rival, wanting to prove that the author didn't actually write all of the stories. And at some point, I think there might be Faye involved. But yeah, I looked really, really forward to this book. The blurb sounded amazing. I just don't want to continue. I have no interest in continuing with the story. I'm not interested in anything about this book since starting reading it. So I decided to DNF it because it's just not worth slugging through it, even though I don't really want to read it anymore. So yeah, I might come back to it later, but for the time being, I'm DNFing it, and if I ever want to come back to it, I do own it still, that is not the problem, but I won't force myself to read this. Yeah, I decided I need to DNF more of the books that I dislike while reading them. So yeah. But before I can start Red Rising, I want to read another book from my TBR, and that is The Serpent's Shadow, the third book in the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. I want to finish this trilogy, and I only have the last one left, so I do want to read this one before I start Red Rising, so I actually finish a series before I start a new one, because I think that is actually the sensible thing to do. So yeah, I will start with this one today, and hopefully it will be better than my last read, but you never know, you're right. But yeah, that is what I will start with, maybe today, most likely tomorrow, because obviously I worked, Mondays are always my really long work days, so I worked 9.5 hours already, and then I filmed a video, and now I'm really tired. So I probably will go sit down at my computer and do a little bit of gaming to, chill a little bit. And then I need to prepare the apartment for the heater guy coming tomorrow to finally fix our heating so that I'm not freezing anymore, which will be nice, to be honest. I have really dark lighting in my library. I have to exchange the light bulb, but yeah, I haven't gotten around to that yet. It is late afternoon on Tuesday. It is getting really early now, but the day has been really full, and I did want to check in earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. Our heating is temporarily fixed, so the apartment is slowly getting warmer, which is really nice. But yeah, it won't be, well, they have to exchange a part, but our apartment complex has to deal with that. Our apartment has a different heating cycle than the rest of the house, so it's because of how our apartment is built. But yeah, so nobody except for us had no heating, which explains why everybody else was just fine. But yeah, they have to exchange a part, so we will have one day without heating in the next probably week or two, where we won't have heating for one day, and then everything will be fixed again, which is nice. I'm not freezing anymore, and it's so nice. But yeah, let's talk about the reading that I did today. I started with The Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan, and I'm already 150 pages in. I hadn't planned on reading that much, but yeah, I'm a third of the way through, which is really nice. But yeah, it reads really quick, but I have to say, now that I'm at the third part of the series, I think in my opinion this could have been just one book, all three of them. I like them, don't get me wrong. I don't think I like them as much as I liked the Percy Jackson series, because there was just more different stuff. This one feels really samey as the first two books, I feel like. And I really dislike the whole like love triangle thingy that is in here, even though they're teenagers, they're 15. But yeah, it's a kind of love triangle, kind of not, because one of them is dying and the other one is a god, so yeah, it's weird, but I dislike that. I disliked it in Percy Jackson as well, so it's not something new, but I find that kind of thing weird, a novel like this. I don't feel like it fits, because they are children and they behave like children, and I feel like they behave like a little bit young for like the whole love triangle thing. Like, I get infatuation and like, you know, having things more than friendship, but I think it's just a little bit overdone. But I felt the same in Percy Jackson, so I am not surprised, you know. But yeah, I kind of feel like this could have been, you know, in the second part. I don't think this needed to be a trilogy. It's getting a little bit drawn out, in my opinion. But it makes for quick reading because, yeah, there isn't that much story, to be honest. I don't want to be mean. I enjoy the book. I like it. I think it's a nice adventure read. I just think it's nowhere near as good as the Percy Jackson series, in my opinion. Even though I do enjoy the topic of the books. So, yeah. But I will try to finish this tomorrow if I can. It's kind of my plan, because if I'm totally honest, I don't want to give too much time to this book. Just because it feels like it should already be over. So I also don't expect too much more story in here. Like, we are really at the end already, so this should be a quick final read, you know. And then something I forgot to tell you yesterday. I got myself Kindle Unlimited again. I missed that. I love lying in bed in the evening, getting my phone and doing it over that, or getting my Kindle out, because I got my Kindle back out, and just, you know, looking for books they have on Unlimited, because to be honest, they have some really shitty books on there, but I enjoy reading all of those shorter, weird books that aren't really like, you know, good, but they're so entertaining because of how they're written. I enjoy that. I'm all for that. I love the authors, to be honest. So yeah, that is why I got myself kind of Unlimited again. I'm at a point where I can pay the money for that monthly, even though it might be a little bit dumb because of how much books I already own. But I do like to read the books that I own physically, and I kind of dislike getting them as ebooks and then you know, never having read the physical copy on my shelves, so that makes it harder for me to read in bed, and I love reading in bed. I hate reading in the evenings sitting up somewhere, but I love, already being ready for bed and just reading on my Kindle. I have a really old Kindle. It is, I don't know, it's, I think, the second generation or something like that. So yeah, at some point I would actually love to get a newer one. Because obviously this one, it's quite old. It doesn't have, well, it doesn't have anything, If I want to put books on here, I have to put it onto my PC. Like, it has Wi-Fi, but yeah, it doesn't have a lot of functions. I would love to get one without the advertisements. Find them a little bit annoying. But yeah, otherwise it still functions fine, so there isn't really any need to like switch this out. But yeah, the book that I'm reading currently, it's like my fourth time reading it, but I want to read the complete series, and it is completely on Kindle Unlimited. So I decided to start that again, and that is Witch of the Federation, by Michael Enderle, I think, but I'm gonna put the name of the author here. I love that book. I found it relatively early on when I first got Kindle Unlimited, and I love that book. I can't even tell you why. I think it's way too drawn out. It's a really long story. It could have been way shorter, but I love it nonetheless. So yeah, I decided I have to finally read the series and stop reading the first one, because after I didn't have Kindle Unlimited anymore, I did buy the first one so that I could read it again. So yeah, I do want to read the complete saga now. But I'm 50% through the first one again. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great evening read while I'm lying in bed. It's a sci-fi book about, the world is pretty run down, and the poor people get ever poorer and the rich get ever richer, and the whole system is really rigged, like really obviously rigged, and all runs through an AI called Bird. And the AI gets more sentient and more sentient, and they don't realize that. And he kind of, his main prerogative is to, further human life and make it so that everyone has a good life. And he realizes that that isn't the case, and so he helps Stephanie, our main character, who has a penchant for magic. And she loves Meligon, which is a different planet, and they have magic there. And yeah, she loves that planet, and she's really, really intelligent. But she doesn't get funding because she's poor, so she can't really get an education. And because Bert realizes that, he decides to help her, but like not make her realize that it's him helping her, because he isn't supposed to do that. And yeah, it's a great adventure. I love it. If you've never read it and you like sci-fi stories, I think it's more like a YA book probably, but it goes into adult. Like, she's a teen at the beginning of the story, like I think late teen. But yeah, it goes then into adulthood later on, and I really love the book, and it's great fun. So yeah, that is what I will continue reading once I go to bed. And then tomorrow, obviously, I will continue with The Serpent's Shadow. And yeah, now I will go up, do some more gaming. I started Dark Souls again, and I'm having a lot of fun playing Dark Souls 3 at the moment. I never got through it when I started it the first time around, because I was really bad at it. But I have gotten better, and now I'm having a lot of fun. Not fun, but fun getting through that. And I'm nearly finished with the first sleeve of my knit cardigan. So yeah, I will finish that one today as well before I go to bed. And yeah, that is kind of my day. I wanted to film more, but because the heating guy was here, and then I just kind of lost myself in the book. Didn't realize how fast time was going by, and so yeah, I didn't really film anything. So yeah. Hopefully tomorrow I can give you my opinion about this one, like the final opinion about the series, and then we'll see. I can finally start Red Rising, so I will do that. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow with better lighting, hopefully. Okay, so welcome to the living room. Um, the lighting is just best in front of the window, and it's so dark already outside, even though it doesn't look like it. But the sun is going down right now, so we're sitting here. I finished The Serpent's Shadow, and sadly, I'm not as happy as I would have liked to be. I can only give this 3.5 stars. I think looking back through the whole series, I feel like there's so much filler in there, like really unnecessary filler, where I read a scene and was like, why? And yeah, that kind of made the book feel longer than it was, even though it read pretty quickly. I felt like there was so much unnecessary stuff in the story that really didn't make the story any better. That I'm not sure. So I gave it 3.5 stars. Also, the like, why do both need a romance? And I don't know. I mean, it's a personal preference. I just think it's unnecessary, to be honest. Why both main characters need a romance. Also, I think the romance of Sadie, our female main character, is just weird. I won't spoil it, but if you've read it, you maybe know what I mean. I find that to be a really, really weird concept. But yeah, I think it's not a bad book, It's just, I would have wished a little bit less filler. The adventure was great. I don't really know what he could have done, so I would have enjoyed the book more. I just know that there's something missing here that, I don't know, kind of felt... I don't know. I think it could have been a duology, to be honest. He could have taken all 3 books and put them into 2, cut a little bit out, and I think that would have been a little bit better than making 3 books and then having this drawn out ending. So that is kind of my thoughts in the end. Obviously, I can't tell you much about the story because it's part 3, so it wouldn't make that much sense. But yeah, they are 15 at the end of the book, so they aren't really, that old. But it is what it is. But yeah, I finished it. Like I promised myself, which is something I haven't done in a long time. Finish a book when I thought I should finish it, finally. But yeah, that means I finished my second Rick Riordan series. So the next series, I won't start now with it. I probably, maybe next month, maybe the month after, is the second series of Percy Jackson, I think. I don't know if it's especially Percy Jackson, but like the second series that comes pretty much after the Percy Jackson series. That one I do own completely, so that will be the next one that I will read by him. But yeah, I'm glad I read the series. I don't know, I don't dislike it. I just don't think it hits as hard as the Percy Jackson series hit. I kind of feel like that one was a little bit better than this one. So yeah, if you haven't read any of these, maybe just read the Percy Jackson series. And not that this is bad, but I think the other one just simply is better. So yeah. But that means I can now start with Red Rising tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. I am really excited to see what that book is about and how it is, because I heard so much good stuff about the Red Rising series. I'm looking really forward to that one. And yeah, I read quite a bit of A Witch of the Federation yesterday still, so I did make a good progress in that book, which I will probably continue tonight once I go to bed, But yeah, so I'm having a really good reading week, I have to say. I mean, I had the DNF, but it was still, I made a lot of progress reading, even though I didn't like the book in the end, but I am like having a really good reading pace at the moment, and that is what I really like. So hopefully it will continue with Red Rising, but we'll see. So who knows? Yeah, other than that, it's so nice to have heating again. It's, I'm not freezing anymore, but yeah. And yeah, I kind of have to film more in this setting. I don't know, we need to put something up on the wall there. our living room really isn't decorated at all, which is why I rarely show it, because it looks like when we moved in like nearly 3 years ago, we just haven't bought any decoration, except for collector's editions that are standing behind you. But yeah, I want to do a quick check-in. Yesterday I didn't have time to check in. I read, and then I had a Skype date with my best friend, which she's going through some stuff at the moment because her kitten is sick. Her cat is sick, and yeah, it's not a nice situation. So yeah, we took the evening and talked. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog, but he has a squeaky toy at the moment. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to check in yesterday, and then this morning my partner woke up really, really ill. Turns out he got the coronavirus. He isn't doing, well, he's doing okay, you know, but he's obviously ill. And I really cannot catch it, but I fear I have already have it. Because I have a really important doctor's appointment next week that I cannot miss because I waited 6 months for it. And so yeah, I'm a bit afraid that I won't be able to attend the doctor's appointment. But yeah, so he has the virus, and it's so annoying. So yeah, it's kind of have been a hectic 2 days, and obviously because he has the virus and I don't know if I have it yet, and I don't want to catch it if I don't have it yet, I will sleep in here, so I will have to make my bed in here. We don't have a guest room, but I have an air mattress and I don't mind sleeping in here, you know. But yeah, so it's all a little bit chaotic. But I did want to give you a reading update because I did finish Witch of the Federation by Michael Endeley, I think. And I gave that 5 stars. Again, I love that book. I cannot really tell you why. I don't think it's a particularly, you know, amazing book. Like, it's pretty much like a little bit of a self-insert, and I don't know, it's an adventure. I love that. It reads so nicely, and yeah, because I love it, I give it 5 stars. I'm not a particularly, you know, I don't rate books on like how good are they written. I cannot really tell you. I can only rate on my opinion, and I love that book, so I gave it 5 stars. But yeah, so I finished that one. I haven't started the new ebook yet, but I did start with Red Rising today, but I am only 20 pages in because obviously I'm a little bit under the weather as well. I'm just, well, probably will be the virus. I'm just hoping it's not, you know. But yeah, so I'm just 20 pages in, and it's, I'm afraid of the things that are going to happen. I think this will be quite the tragic book, but yeah, we have a lot of, we have the red people who live underground on Mars, and they pretty much get told that the overworld like isn't livable on Mars, and that they have to make it, like, have to work in the mines and make it livable. But the blurb says that there are actually people living on top of Mars, and they kind of, like, you know, keep the red ones as like a little bit of a slave people. And yeah, our main character is, I think he's like 16, 17. He's really young still. And so yeah, he will do the uprising, I think. But yeah, he pretty much, they suffer, they don't get enough to eat, they live under really poor circumstances, and he has like this really pretty wife, which is already like a tension point with different people. And yeah, he is a miner, like a hell diver. They do the most important but like also the most dangerous job. And pretty much there is like, I think, 5 miner groups, and they have to compete with one another, and the one that mines the most, they get the most food and stuff like that. So yeah, it's already like really hardcore, even though I only read 20 pages. So I'm kind of interested to see where this is going. I can't really tell that yet, but I'm really interested to see where this goes. But I will continue tomorrow morning with that, because tonight I'm just gonna chill, and I need to make this room sleep ready, you know. This is the toy he's playing with. It's a sweet little it's a little teddy bear, and he's obsessed with it. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to just give you this quick check-in, and then I will talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with a better reading update. Depends on how I feel tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully I will see you then, and hopefully I'm not sick. Good morning. So here's a quick little update. I am not feeling particularly well, so I didn't read anything. My eyes are hurting. It's reading right now doesn't work because I'm pretty sure that I have got the virus again. So yeah, I didn't read anything else yesterday. I didn't read anything this morning. I'm just not up to it, but I didn't want to end the vlog just, on the last clip. So yeah, hopefully your week went a lot better than mine. And yeah, the vlog was kind of a fail towards the end, but it happens. So yeah, I will now try to get better, hopefully. And hopefully I will be able to, continue on Monday with the next vlog and film a video for Thursday, but we'll see. I might not be able to. Depends on if I get a lot sicker or not. Hopefully not, but yeah. That is life, but yeah, I just didn't want to leave you hanging, so hopefully your week was better, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!